Welcome everyone to the another episode. Today we have Lisa Walnner all the way from Germany. So she is a multiple best-selling author, spiritual guide, transformation coach, and international best-selling speaker. And she is an expert and holistic business coach and also combines deep mindset work with the modern spirituality. So today we'll be talking about her newest book, which is Soul Creation. And we're going to learn more about the book and why she wrote that book and what actually inspired her and why you can get value from this today's episode. So, without further ado, let's get started and learn from Lisa herself. So, Lisa, welcome to the show, and how are you doing today?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm doing really great. It's a beautiful day in Vienna. So I'm actually from Austria, from Vienna, which is close to Germany. And yeah,
Yeah,
I'm so happy I can be part of your show and answer some questions and just have a beautiful conversation.
that's great. And yeah, I'm excited to learn a bit about your book and what actually inspired you to create the book. So, can you give us like a brief overview of the Soul Creation, like what actually inspired you, the title of Soul Creation?
Yes, I can. Soul creation, it kind of came to me through my own intuition. I wanted to write a book about manifestation, but I had the intention of not creating a book that tells people that they can manifest anything they want,
Hmm.
which I think is more the manifestation that comes from the ego. But the book that I wrote about is really about source aligned manifestation, which means that first, you tune in with your own higher self, with your soul, and you really connect with the innermost truth and the essence of yourself. And then when you find the purpose and you're really clear on what you want to manifest, and
Right.
it's fully aligned with source, then you start to manifest. And that was why I actually created Soul Creation, the power of source aligned manifestation, because I think this is super important because many people maybe misunderstand the concepts of manifestation
Hmm.
and they try to manifest anything that they think they want. And then at the end, when they get it, they find out, well, this is not really what makes me happy.
Right.
And living a life of purpose and meaning means that you're manifesting the things that really resonate with your soul and you find that have value for your own life, but also are a big contribution to others. So it's a more holistic approach to manifestation than just getting what you want, right?
Yeah. So you can. So why does like every person have to have like a purpose, or like can we find it? Like, is it possible with your own knowledge, experience?
Yeah. I mean, this is my main thing that I help people to find their purpose or to get more clear on it. Even if many people that have already found their purpose, they go through phases in life or in business where you feel you have to kind of pivot into a new arena or
Yeah.
you want to reposition yourself. And that's just a new level of your purpose. So it's not like you find your purpose and then it's done. It's more like an ongoing journey. So that's what I'm doing since 15 years now. And yes, I actually do think that everyone has a has a purpose.
Yeah.
Every person has a purpose because it's a law, nothing here is by accident. No one is here by accident. And one of my teachers, a spiritual teacher I have that's a really big mentor for myself, he always says, winning a human lifetime is like winning in the lottery.
Mm.
So, there's so many souls that want to incarnate in the human form because the human, like we as humans, we're kind of the crown of existence. We have a consciousness, we have the free will, we have higher faculties like imagination, intuition, and all these things. And winning in the lottery, winning the lifetime as a human, there has to be a purpose to it. And I think it's more like a reconnection with what's already there. It's not finding a purpose that's outside of yourself.
Yeah.
It's more connecting to your innermost essence. And it's almost like a soul print. And you can imagine it like you have a fingerprint on your finger, and you also have an energetic soul print,
Yeah.
which is like innate. It's something that's actually who you are. And the more you are connecting with it and just living from that frequency, it's not only the knowing, like the intellectual knowing, it's more the living and
Yeah.
taking action from that place of certainty. the more you can create true abundance and lasting success and happiness and meaning in your life. It's like a natural law. So I think it's really a natural process, but you have to overcome certain barriers of fear, terror barriers, and blocks in your mind, in your subconscious. You have to kind of let it reveal itself.
Yeah.
And when you find it and you're like on, in tune with it, like aligned, things really start to happen. It's like
Yeah.
magic. The magic start to happen, and doors open up, synchronicities in the universe start to show up, people come into your life. It's like it's really magical. Yeah.
So did you encounter any kind of like challenges in balancing the spiritual and philosophical aspect with your life?
Yeah, of course. I mean, everyone has challenges. So, but I have a different perspective on challenge. Like I
Hmm.
really try to positive in every challenge, and I'm helping others to switch the perspective. I just came from a session with a client
Right.
where it was so beautiful to see, it's just the thoughts. It's not really what's going on in the outside.
Yeah.
People, if you look at people that are in really difficult circumstances, sometimes they get so grateful for the little things, and others that have a lot,
Yeah.
they're like so unsatisfied with their lives. So I think it's a question of attitude and perspective and how you think about your life. So a challenge is nothing bad, having
Mm.
difficulty is actually a good thing, because the challenge itself and the difficulty, it helps you to grow, to become a better person. It helps you to develop more empathy for others.
Yeah.
It helps you gain more understanding of the laws of the universe. And I think it's really more about embracing the challenges
Right.
and saying yes to it, and not being resistant to the flow, like the natural flow of life, it is like natural that challenges will come. And if you can stay open and embracing it and also trusting the process, that's maybe the main thing. You're really led through the challenge, and you feel
Yeah.
like the growth is already there, the light is already there. Even if you're in the darkness, you can already see and feel the light. So challenges are great. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's say someone brought you a book and soul creation. So what they can expect from the book? So where is the touch points of your book? Like how they can get benefited from that? So is there only talking about manifestation, or like how to implement the manifestation, or how to do the manifestation? So if you can walk us through about that.
I can do it. No, actually, it has different aspects to it. One of it is the aspect of manifestation,
Yeah.
um, really tuning into source consciousness and tuning into your own purpose, finding out what you really want to do with your
Hmm.
life, what your mission is, getting super clear on it. And then I do write a lot about taking action, because this is
Right.
one of the levels of manifestation that many people are afraid of taking action because they feel they're not ready, right?
Hmm.
So I really emphasize on the practical aspect of manifestation, to start taking actions that are aligned with the outcome or the result that you want to create, like
Yeah.
really from a place of trust and faith, and almost like a place like you're aligning with the future self or the outcome, and then you start to take action from the future. And if you do it like on a continuous basis, you will create results much faster than just waiting for things to appear and then you take the action.
Hmm.
So I'm really, really helping people to take action in the book. And then also a main chapter is about intuition,
Right.
because that's what I do. I help coaches and consultants and healers to enhance their own intuition and to amplify their abilities. And the intuition is also like a natural gift we have. And
Yeah.
the more it's open, the more you can receive the downloads from the universe and from your own higher self. And just very practical tips in how to move on. And that's also one chapter. And then I think at the end I'm writing about awakening, like
Hmm.
really a full spiritual awakening, because I've been in spirituality since my early youth, and I've
Yeah.
been meditating for months and many, many retreats. And I think that deep spirituality just really helps us in leading a more meaningful life
Yeah.
and being of for others. So I'm also writing about what awakening means, right? Like how
Yeah.
we can awaken to a full understanding of who we are and feeling completely connected to
Mm.
source. Once you have established that connection, you're just like happy kind of all the time. You maybe
Yeah.
have some bad, but you're not, it doesn't really last long. You're just like, it's like a feeling of bliss and happiness that's just there all the time. And I think that's the biggest gift you can receive, to have that connection.
I really like that you mentioned about taking action. So a lot of times, like we think when about doing a manifestation, you just think about positive things and positive
Yeah.
stuff gonna start to fall on your lap. And we don't do any action. We do, for an example, we do look for like a better job. If you're already in a crap job we are in, we're not satisfied, or like we're in a relationship where we're not happy or like fulfilled, and instead of like looking for a better solution, we're not taking any action. Either is working on the current relationship or ending a relationship, or like looking for someone to like we are liking, but we don't take any action with things like just doing manifestation. Things gonna change. We manifestation for $100,000 a year income, but we're not taking any action in order to get there. There is no strategy. There is no formula. So can you touch on that? Like a lot of people have a misconception on manifestation. They just think like thinking something good and good will happen, rather than like taking any action or doing our best capabilities, and then have the manifestation and like hope for like a best thing gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally. I can hear that. I mean, I think it's important to find a balance in the inward, just meditating,
Yeah.
prayer, maybe, and envisioning. And then on the other hand, you also have to be responsible of how much effort you put into the manifestation. Because
Mhm.
if you're not in your own energy, if you're not doing the phone call or reaching out to people, no one is going to know that you have an offer, for example.
Yeah.
So, on the other hand, I think the action, it has to be inspired. I'm writing about inspired action, not just, frantically just doing anything, but really first you tune in and you receive inspiration and an impulse, like a divine impulse. And then like the action is very natural and it's almost an effortless action. And that's kind of what I'm teaching, really acting from a place of inspiration and trust and faith,
Mhm.
but also not postponing or waiting. Many people they are afraid that they will fail, or they have a super high like standard. They want to be perfect. And
Yeah.
this is not helpful. We can never be perfect and we will never be ready. So start before you're ready. And also, the art of imperfect action. I think this is super important, that you allow yourself to test
Yeah.
things, to try it out also in the marketing, if you're running Facebook ads or something, you just have to test it out and see what comes
Yeah.
back. Or if you're people, you have to just try it out. And you have to accept that failure is part of the deal, right? It's like no one will succeed if they haven't failed so many times before. And just not taking it personally, that's maybe
Mm.
probably the most important thing. And then also, if you have a strong why, the motivation, the intrinsic why, that why are you going for this? What is the deeper motivation? What is the bigger picture, like the bigger vision? If that's a strong fuel, you will just stand up again and again and again until you succeed. And
Yeah.
if there is no why behind it, you will just let it go because you get frustrated. So if you're in a phase in your business where you feel you're maybe a little burned out or things just don't work out well, just come back to the basics, come
Mhm.
back to the why, come back to the vision. And then from that place of alignment, you can start to have strategies and all these things that are important and take actions. Mm.
Yeah. Thank you for that. So, what's the biggest takeaway from this your soul creation book for our listeners to take away? So why they should be buying the book or reading the book? If you just want to simplify, want to like a one sentence.
Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway is that people that read it, they really get super clear on their purpose,
Yeah.
and they also get many practical tips and advices in how to manifest what they want to manifest.
Yeah.
And there are some free resources like meditations that go with it, and then also have free workshops where I'm also leading people through a process that is connected to the book. So I think anyone that feels that wants to manifest from this place of connection with source and soul and higher self, and also is interested in a deeper spirituality and not only like a superficial manifestation practice, but really a deeper awakening, I think this book is going to be really valuable.
That's great. Thank you so much for sharing that. So, Lisa, you have another book which is about crisis. Can you talk us about that? Like, what's that book is really talks about? Like, is it your journey, or is it like how to deal with the crisis, or like how did you come up with the idea of writing a book on crisis?
Yeah, so that's my second book. It's here, it's like the 10 dimensions of crisis. And also this title, it just came to me. I remember I was sitting on a park bench here in
Mm,
Vienna, meditating. I had the feeling I want to write about crisis and trauma for a long time because I know that so many people, especially now in our times, are are facing huge challenges, and we have all, the global and collective crises, economical, climate change, etc.
yeah,
And I think in the spiritual world or in the coaching world, sometimes the danger is that people bypass. They're like, I
yeah,
just want to stay positive. I don't want to have anything to do with it because I want to be in my own bubble. And I think this can be a little toxic because it's not real.
mm,
Real authentic spirituality means to be inclusive and to open your eyes
yeah,
to the world. And that's why I wanted to put my own finger on that topic, but offer a perspective of healing and of awakening. And that's why it's called the 10 dimensions of crisis, because I was writing also about crisis in my own life and how I dealt with it and what helped me,
yeah,
and how really understand crisis as a portal for awakening and healing.
mm,
That it's like a catalyst for awakening and a catalyst for growth.
yeah,
And also it's always like our own choice. Like, are we embracing it, or
yeah,
are we thinking of ourselves as being a victim to the
yeah.
crisis? And
So
that's
what
what
do you do? So what do you do in terms of like a crisis? Something happened to you, let's say, and you are going for like a crisis moment. What's your number one step or formula you take in order to not to just keep up, like have the hope and moving forward with your life?
Yeah, so maybe the first stage or phase of crisis often is a shock, right? For
Yeah,
example, if you have an accident,
yeah,
or you lose someone you dearly love, something happens that's super unexpected, or now we have like the hurricane in Florida, for example, all those
yeah.
things. So you're maybe in the beginning, you're in a phase of shock
Mm-hmm.
where you feel everything is crumbling and you feel you have no idea what to do next. And I think holding space is always important. Maybe not to try to move on, but just holding space for yourselves
Yeah.
and reaching out to people asking for help is super important. Just talking about it, talking to friends and not shutting down.
Mm-hmm.
And then next phase, you feel, wow, maybe there is an opening, and then there is an inspiration coming in, or the intuition gets super clear often in these times of crisis. We all know that. You
Yeah.
just know exactly what to do, although it's so overwhelming. So really trusting the intuition. And then in the later phases of crisis, you really become a deeper understanding. I mean, it does take time, especially if it's something that's super hurtful. Like, you maybe need years to understand it. But
Yeah.
if you look, you will see, wow, this maybe has been the best thing that could have happened to me, although it seemed so horrible, right?
Yeah.
Even if it's lost, because it's like everything that happens is happening for us and not to us.
Yeah.
It's like
And there is always
God,
something good out of it, even though it doesn't feel
exactly.
like it. Yeah.
Yeah, even though it doesn't feel like that.
Yeah.
And if we trust that, and if we feel that if we believe in a higher power or in God or in a higher intelligence,
Yeah.
and that there is something beyond ourselves that is leading and that is working for us, it gets much easier. And then maybe also, I think what's helpful is to not focus on yourself, but
Hmm.
just focus. Even if you're going through a difficult time, you can still help others. And when you start to help others, your focus changes and you're not just thinking about your own, thing all the time,
Yeah.
but you're just, extending love. And the more you're extending love, the more love you're going to receive. So it's really also just using the law of the universe wisely, by just giving what you want to receive.
Yeah. That's great. Thank you so much for sharing that. So, Lisa, what's next for your business or your personal life? So, how are you coming up with another book, or like you wanna impact people live with your coaching, consulting stuff you do, or your public speaking? So, what's the vision for next 5, 10 years from now?
Yeah, I mean, I have a few public speaking engagements that are scheduled, and I'm actually going to lead this a free like masterclass, which is called Soul Creation Day. That is very much linked to the book, and I'm super looking forward to that one because I will be interactive with the people and just really helping them and listening to their questions. So that's one of the main things I'm preparing right now. And then, yeah, I mean, there are a few books I want to write. It's more like a question of time right now.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm also, maybe that's probably interesting. I'm actually also starting to work with movie makers and actors because I'm a movie enthusiast and I have a coaching method. I developed a coaching method which is it's a constellation method which can also be used to develop movies and scripts.
Hmm.
And that's also one of the main things that I'm now focusing on because I love movies and I love to work with authors and writers and actors.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I'm now, yeah, putting out there. Hmm.
That's great. I wish you best of luck with everything you do. And yeah, we are nearly coming to the end of this podcast, Lisa. So before we wrap up, where's the best place to find all of the information about your books, where they can grab a copy of your books, as well as like if they want to work with you or get coaching, or like someone
Yeah.
wants to hire you as a speaker, where's the best place to find it all?
Yeah, so my website is lisawalner.com. So I think you're going to put the link also in the, under the video.
Yeah.
So that's this thing. If people just look on the website, and then you also put the links for the books and then you can always reach out to me, people that listen and that, that feel resonance, they can always reach out by email or schedule a call and then we can see, what's a good way of cooperation or how it can be helpful. Mm.
That's great. Thank you so much for your time. I really wish you best of luck with everything you do. And yeah, thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, thank you so much. And thanks for everyone that has been listening.
Yeah, you're welcome. That's a wrap, guys. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast episode with Lisa Allner today. I hope you enjoyed our conversation. If anyone wants to learn more about her, you can visit our website. I'm going to put the link on the description for you, as well as you can find on our social platforms. So the link on the description will be available as well. So until then, I'll talk to you in the next episode. Take care.